talk about the history of cupping. Who has had cupping before? Majority of you guys. All right. Feedback. How did you guys feel? How did you guys feel receiving it? Did it hurt?
Yes.
Yes, it hurt. Did it hurt? No, or anybody else? No.
I hurt the next day.
It hurt the next day?
Mhm.
Okay. Did you go to a cupping person when it was an acupuncturist or a PT or a massage therapist?
I took
Massage
a
therapist.
Massage therapist, PT,
acupuncture.
acupuncturist. Okay. So you guys have seen there's probably different ways of doing cupping, right? What's the way that acupuncturists do it, or the Eastern philosophy of cupping?
Fire.
Fire or what? It's stationary, right? Usually we'll probably have the cup placed on the body and leave it there, okay? The dynamic cupping that I'll be teaching you guys, it's gonna be infused within your massage therapy. You're gonna be able to put the cup on the body, you're gonna be massaging the hand, but then you'll be able to move the cup at the same time. So when we move the cup with the hand, it's gonna be a good interconnection with your touch, but also with the cup that you're using as far as using it for the decompression tool. All right. So the way that I teach you guys is that because we are all massage therapists here, that the biggest talent is you guys. This is the biggest talent, right? So that's just a tool. So any tool that you guys use should be accentuating your talent of your massage technique. So in doing so, think of it that way, that we're just going to use the cups as a tool and to be intertwined within your techniques. All right? There'll be ways of doing cups for specific protocols for injuries. There's ways of cups for using it for relaxation. Right? There's also self-help ways you can use your cups. So if anything you can get out of this class, one of those three you should be able to get out of it. All right? Helping you within your clinic or practice, self-care, and then clinic practice for the relaxation or for treatment. Okay? All right. So a history of cupping. So it's a worldwide practice, guys. It's got popular within the last 15, 20 years with which athlete in the Olympics that made it pretty much popular. Right? You guys remember? Michael Phelps, right? Remember he was all ready to die?
Oh yeah, he was on.
And he's all doing this thing. And he's got cupping marks all over his back and shoulders, right? And all of a sudden it went viral on the internet, right? Everybody was asking, what is that? What is it? Did you get attacked by an octopus? Did you get beat up by a girlfriend? Too much marijuana and ran into something? So either way, he pretty much brought that to the forefront, all right? But if you noticed, all the marks that were on his back were what? Circles. All right. So pretty much, most likely, an acupuncturist or his PT just did that. Okay. So nevertheless, he did bring the cupping more to the forefront. Moreover, more so sports cupping. Okay, because obviously he went on interviews, he went on the internet saying that, okay, this is one of the greatest recovery tools that I've used, and he's Michael Phelps, right? 30 medals, whatever. So, I mean, he pretty much brought it to the forefront. But before Michael Phelps, guys, it's been a worldwide practice for like centuries. Like, I'm gonna throw out a number, 4,000 centuries. 9 centuries. For 4,000 years, all right? So it has history in Africa. It has history in the Middle East. It has history in Asia. All right, so in Africa and some other parts of the world, what do you think were the first type of cups that were used?
Ceramic.
No.
Like
Well, maybe.
porcelain.
Horns.
Horn.
So if you get a horn and you hollow it out, can you manually gotta to get the suction in the horn. So horns were used for cups, shells, bamboo shoots. Okay. What else? Eventually ceramic, eventually glass, eventually porcelain type of hollowed out funnels. So those tools have been around for centuries. All right. There is a technique in the Middle East. It's called hijama. Hijama. And if you YouTube that, make sure you're not eating anything, because it's where they actually lance the skin. They place a decompression tool on the cup, and then they draw blood into the cup itself. Okay. So again, the idea of that is more for like impurities, fever, poison. The philosophy of thinking that, okay, well, you bring blood out of the body, the blood rejuvenates more healthy blood into the system, and this helps with any ailments that you have. Okay, we won't be doing that here. Right? Will's like, okay, great, I'm safe. But again, then you have the cupping history of using it in Asia. So in acupuncture, acupuncturists, okay, the theory is they use what cups to help in. Really?
Porcelain.
Why do they use the cups? I'm sorry. The intention for it.
To bring the blood up.
Bring up the cheek.
To bring in the blood, and someone said chi. Who said chi?
Cheek.
Unblock.
All right.
Unblock you.
So the idea and the theory of chi, right, is based on the meridian thought, right? So your whole body there's different meridians running through your body, from your head all the way down to your feet. Okay, inside, leg, yada yada yada. So that's what acupuncture does, right? They put needles on pinpoint on specific areas of your meridians to affect the organ that's adjacent to that meridian, right? So same thing with the cups. They'll place cups in the back for the bladder. They'll place cups in the side for the gallbladder. They'll place cups in the front for the stomach and the liver. So again, they will use the cups to bring blood to the surface, like someone mentioned. But again, in that process, it's affecting someone's chi or energy to that meridian. So that's why normally acupuncturists use the cups in a stationary position. They'll leave it on the meridian, and they'll leave it there for maybe 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes. And that's where you get the circular suction marks. Okay. How we're going to use the cups is that we're going to place cups on the body, and we're going to move it around. We're also going to place cups on the body for just a little bit of time and have you do some range of motions and functional movements. So we're going to use the cups in different ways. But we'll go into in a little bit during the class. But let's go and skip down to contemporary cupping tools and practices. All right. The types of names of cups now you will see out there is metacupping. You'll see that term around. You'll hear vacuum therapy. You'll hear myofascial decompression. You will hear dry cupping. All right. You'll also hear dynamic cupping, like we're going to use. All right. So all those are still going to be used in conjunction with using the cups in this type of massage dynamic way. All right. There are different ways or different type of tools that are used. There's a glass cup. Glass. You guys have probably seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the glass cup, what are some of the pros for the glass?
Fire.
Fire. Okay, what does fire do to the person's body, or how does it affect heat does affect the body in certain ways, right? It warms the area, right? It relaxes the muscles with the heat. Okay. And again, Asian or Eastern medicine is that the fire kind of draws out dampness, right? So, and it's technically a traditional way of using cupping, all right? What are some of the disadvantages of it?
It can break.
It's glass. So what does that entail? Because it's glass.
It can
It
break.
can break.
Crack.
All right. So if you guys are working, if we had a class and this is really well, if I had $1 for every time someone dropped a cup in class, I'd be a rich man. So you guys will be dropping cups everywhere. It'll be boing, bouncing around everywhere. But if we drop this on the floor, what's going to happen? It's going to break. Once it's chipped or broken, you cannot use it because it's going to be. If you even start gliding it, the skin is going to cut the skin, and also because of the glass, it's going to get. It's just not good to have it. Like I told you guys, it's going to be technically it's illegal for us to do fire cupping. All right, whatever you guys do in your clinic, whatever you guys do in your homes, But again, if you burn someone, your insurance is not going to cover you. Okay, so just be careful. They come in different sizes. This one, and then there's small ones. So again, the idea is you take a fire, you have the body here, You put the fire on a little stick it in, take it out, and you place the cup on the body. The fire burns all the oxygen that's inside the cup very first split second, and then you place it on the body, and it will form a vacuum into the cup. Okay, that is how the glass is used. Because of the delicacy of the cup, it really doesn't travel well. Okay, let's say if you do want to do home clients, if you do want to travel with it. Again, it's glass, so you got to be careful of how you travel with it. So those are some of the pros and cons of glass. Plastic and hand pumps, these are everywhere too, right? These guys. You guys have probably seen this on, right? And what happens is then you place, it comes with a hand pump. You have a little, we have a little vial or a nipple here. You stick it on there. You place it on someone's body and you just pump the cup. Right? Pros of this is what? What are the pros? What's good about this?
You can gauge them.
You have an opportunity to change the suction strength, right? That's right. What else?
It's not gonna break.
It's not going to break, absolutely, because it's fairly durable. I've dropped these in like streets. I've dropped these, and so they don't break. So it's good. What else?
You regulate the pressure.
Dude, they're cheap as hell. All right, you can buy a whole bunch of these for like, I've seen 50 of them for like. Okay, these, so they come in different sizes. They come in as small as these, right? They come as small as these, right? So you can cup what? You can cup face.
Yeah.
You can cup little, if you do any like people who have ankle injuries, you could cup, retinaculums. You can cup around the malleolus. You cup around the bottom of the foot, underneath the plantar fasciitis, right? Work really well with small intricate places of the body. Okay, cup the SCM, cup all around the neck with these guys. Right? So that is a good, again, positive for these. What I did find though is that if you do get cups in plastic ones, these are great. But here's a hot tip, guys. I started using these. And again, they're the hand pump ones. So again, hand pump on this, but what's different than this and this? Obviously the size. But if I wanted to move a cup on the body, would it be easier to handle? Right? It's like gaming, So as far as you can hold on to this, and you could actually manipulate the cup around a structure. Okay. As this, it's a little bit, you can still do it, but it's a little bit more harder to hold. All right. So these are pretty good. I've used these in clients before, and again, and I think also handling them is the only thing with this, it only comes in one size. And there's 6 of these, so that's the only thing. Those are out there as far as different types of plastic cups. The plastic cups, again, you can travel with people because they're light, they're fairly inexpensive, right? They're pretty durable, so they won't break, and they're easily washable as far as the soap and water. All right. So those are the pros and cons of the cup. The only con that the only con that I see with the plastic cups is that they're harder, a little bit harder to move around because of the dynamic cup. Then we have silicone. We have the ones that we're going to be using pretty much in class, but there are different sizes and styles, guys. Here's a Bell cup. They come this different size. So how do you use these? These you guys have to physically squeeze the middle and then lay it on someone's skin. It comes out looking like a taco, but you gotta kind of move it to form it. Okay. The suction isn't the best, but again, it's a cup that you can use definitely in your practice. They come in different sizes. The smallest is this, so you can get to the face. You guys do facial cupping. They will come in what I call flip cups like this. This is from Lure. And it's actually a cup under their Game On series. You turn it inside out, You place it on the body. You attach it and then.
Nice.
And then it's got a little handle. Let's go, dude. So you got a little handle here to hold on to. If you hold on to the handle like this, you can definitely work it with a. So that is a what we call a flip cut. Another way to do it too is a straight plunger, but I don't think it works as well. You hold onto it, press this down, and it causes a suction. But the flip is actually a little stronger. Suction. Okay, those are that. Let's see, this company has their own flip cut. It's a wave tool. Same concept. Flip it inside out. Place it on the body. Suction. There is. What else? There. Oh, there's rubber cups that are out there, which are these. So the rubber cups, what's good about them? What are the pros? It's gonna be like stainless silicone. They're flexible, right? They're pretty inexpensive. You can get a set of rubber cups for like 15, 20, 25 bucks. All right? They travel well, they form well. They'll do exactly pretty much what the silicone wood does. But what is the major difference? It is rubber, right? So what if you have someone who has latex allergies? What if you use a aromatherapy oil? But the rubber will eventually, it'll start, it'll absorb the scent, right? So if you're using liniments, if you're using any type of, like Promax, hot or cold liniments, they use this on there, it's gonna start smelling like it, okay? So that's the downfall of this guy. Overall, the durability of this, I've had this now for almost maybe 15 years. And it hasn't really done any damage to it. They also come in 4 different sizes. You can see, so it does have 4 sizes of the rubber cups. Okay. So you can get these if you want to just get a bunch of them for cheap. They're fine, but again, just remember the cons of them as you keep these for a period of time. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we have our silicone cups. And these are the ones you guys be using. This style you'll be using within the class. All right. So the silicone, the company that I use, they're the USDA grade silicone. In other words, you can pretty much use this as a soup cup. You eat out of it. All right. Same silicone that's basically in your Tupperware. Right? So you can wash it in your dishwasher. You wash it easily, soap and water. Okay? You can spray it down with alcohol and wipe it off. Okay? So they're very easily cleaned. We will talk about the shape and the functionality of it, why it's the best cup I use, but we'll get into that in a second. But again, these are pretty much the cups that we use for this class. All right. We do have a cupping machine that we will bring on Wednesday. I gotta grab it from one of my athletes. I let him borrow it, but there is a cupping machine that's actually out there. And the cupping machine has different apparatuses that you can use. The machine suctions, makes the suction on its own, and all you do is place apparatuses on the body and let the machine do all the work. Okay? And it's usually primarily used for like detox and body contouring. Have we seen that? If you guys are going to be into that. So the machine is actually best for that. But I'll talk about that when we get into it on Wednesday. All right, so. You guys want to take a break?
Yeah.
All right, I've seen there for an hour. All right, 5-10 minutes, go to the bathroom.